Good day, all. I'm here at our DCA Recovery's podcast station, and right now, today, we have our honored guest, which is also a friend of mine from almost 28 years now. His name is Wright. He goes by his stage name, Coord. He's been known for poetry, storytelling, and songwriting. The best thing about this is he works with one of our partners, Fellow City Recovery. At this time, Fellow City Recovery is run by Henry Pierce. It's a pleasure to have someone, a long-time friendship, here with me today. And I'd like him to discuss exactly how his plan for music therapy and poetry writing can help folks in recovery in the DC area. Roger.
Hey Brian, how are you, man? Good to see you.
Good to see you too, man.
Yeah, Henry Pierce gave me an opportunity to work over at Federal City Recovery Services as a peer support specialist / art therapist. And he's allowing me to implement a program that I call RITA, which stands for Rising in the Arts, because I like to use the arts as an outlet to express my emotions and thoughts and whatnot. And yeah, I've been having a great time doing that for years, as a matter of fact. I think it's very important that we should get out there and do the work because as a recovering person myself, I didn't know that there was a solution to my problem.
That's very interesting. For years, they've tried different types of therapies. One of them, equine therapy, where they use horses for folks to use animals that kind of help soothe their mind and give them a peaceful point. I believe that this type of therapy is much needed in the mental health area, especially in the recovery aspects, because folks get a chance to exercise their personal experiences, and they can talk on a level that's easy for them to communicate in. So I'm very interested on how this thing is going to blossom and how we can also use it here at DC Recovery as one of our tools at our warehouse here. We're going to start having different events, and we're looking to partners to come and join us so that we can utilize the space for the opioid crisis that's here in DC.
Well, I think that's a great idea. Partially, I started what I call my little organization called Raising the Bottom Productions. And what I want to do is to use the arts and poetry and songwriting to carry a message of recovery out into the streets. A lot of people don't really know that they can recover and that there's a solution to the problem where people can come off the streets and get out of homelessness and deal with the mental issues. Many people have co-occurring issues where they suffer with anxiety, depression, plus substance abuse. So if they don't know that there's a solution, then they're going to be stuck. But by using the arts, we can sing songs, we can do spoken word, tell stories. I tell my story in poetry and songs, and I want to get it out there so people can know that they're not out there alone. We understand the problem. We have some resources available where they can get some help so that we can try to get some people off the streets.
Thank you, Roger. One last thing I'm going to say about DC Recovery. This is now National Recovery Month. What we're doing is we're doing a lot of boots on the ground. We're covering a lot of territories to kind of get the word out about the terrible overdose rate in DC. DC has the third highest overdose death rate in the nation. And so we're trying to curb that one step at a time. The main focus is to go out and distribute Narcan, do Narcan training, because we're a Narcan distribution center. Myself and Demetrius Jones are Narcan trained, and I'm also harm reduction trained as well. So one of the things that I want to make sure that happens is that we reach people at this very critical time that is needed. Lastly, I want to know if you could just give us a short spiel in closing us out of one of your songs. Could you do that?
Oh, sure. One of my favorites come straight out of my head because I have to deal with the madness that goes on in my head and outside of my head. So I say it like this. People are going crazy. They can't stand the madness. Running up out of the woods, I can't stand the madness. No. People are going crazy and doing all the wrong. So I'm running up out of the woods, can't stand the madness. No. Gotta do what's right and keep my spirit strong. There was a time I was in the dark, killing myself and sleeping in the park. Well, I heard a voice calling unto me, and it said, come on, come up out the trees. I looked around, started moving slow, saw all the madness and knew it was time to go. Now I'm running up out of the woods, I can't stand the madness. No, people are going crazy and doing all the wrong. So I'm running up out of the woods, can't stand the madness. No, gotta do what's right and keep my spirit strong. I know you wonder how to do, raise up your voice and call on Jesus' name. He'll look you over and say you're God's child. Just do my work. He'll say it with a smile. There's plenty of love, enough for me and you. And in a short time, you'll be running up out of the woods. I can't stand the madness. No, people are, I can tell you about that all. That's my song, man. That's my heart song. Yeah, so like I was saying, I think it's very important that we should do the footwork and go out into the community and try to reach out to those people who don't know, because like I say, when I began to recover, I didn't even know that there was a solution to my problem. I didn't understand it at all. So when I went to Clean and Sober Streets, there were alumni that would come at 4 o'clock in the morning and give us coffee or cigarettes or encourage us to just come on in. And if we did the same thing for others, well, that's what we call giving back to the community, right? When I was lost out there, I was doing everything to be out there. But once I found out that all I have to do positive things is to reach out and help somebody else that's in the situation that I used to be in. That gives me a purpose for my life. That's an honorable thing to me. And so, you know what it is, man. We have to go out there and help those who can't help themselves.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir. Roger, man. When you say that, man, the only thing I think of is there are people that are unaware of what's going on, and we're here to inform them what's going on. I mean, only people who can do that is folks that have learned experience. Most of the times, when we're out in the communities, and if you're out there listening to our podcast, no matter what ward you're living in, if you're listening to it on the radio now, I just want you to remember that we are here for you. The number for DC Recovery is on our website. If you go to DCRCA-TV.org, you can check out what's going on. We also take contributions because we can't do this on our own. We're always looking for sponsors. And the main thing is that we get the word out, because this thing is just running rampant, not in only our city, but over the nation. And so it must stop, but it has to stop with us. Everybody has to take a chance and go out and try to do whatever they can to make this thing possible. And I believe that if it starts with just you and I think it can be done. I just want to tell you, man, keep doing what you're doing. I'm glad you're on board, and I welcome you to the DC Recovery community.
Thank you.
I look forward to doing a lot of collaboration with you.
All right. I'll be honored.